Hey YouTube, this is Kevin Bowen of Bowen Small Engine, and today guys I wanted to show you the pouches that I'd shown in a prior video, but I wanted to be able to basically give you a little better close-ups of them so you guys can see how they're made, and basically if you're inspired to make one of your own, maybe you can take my ideas and run with them, okay, and call them your own. I'm going to start off by showing you this particular pouch. It's the one that a lot of people, their eyes are drawn to because it's, don't get me wrong, it's a bigger pouch. I personally though want to tell you that I find it to be a little cumbersome. Okay, it's a little too big for the average Joe. It'd be perfect to put on a pack, but to actually pack on your side, it's a little much. Okay, granted, it's extremely well built. I'm very proud of it, don't get me wrong, but I find it to be just a little too big for me personally. Now my brother Joey, it fits perfect. So a bigger person, it would be perfect for. Howsoever, the one that I made for my son is ideal in size. And I noted in the other video that the leather is very distressed, it's cracking. Note guys that this piece of leather that this pouch was made from was well over 50 years old, and it had been stored in an old barn, okay, where pigeons had crapped on it and everything. So that's the reason why that the leather has that really old rugged look to it, if you will. My son didn't want me to change it at all. He actually wanted to keep the pouch as is, so basically I did as he requested, okay. This of course is a sheath that I made for the tiger's tooth, and I get a lot of positive comments on this sheath. It is one of my better works, guys, since I've been working with leather. I am no professional by no means, but as you can obviously see, I'm pretty proud of the results that I'm able to produce. Okay, let's just say that. This dump pouch, I have gotten a lot of attention from this dump pouch, as well as this cub's paw knife that I made. It's a companion knife, of course, to the Bobcat, as I explained in the other video. But anyway, we were talking about the dump pouch. Guys, this is a very simple designed dump pouch. It's basically a dump pouch with a small pouch on the front to hold or accommodate 2 Altoids tins. In those tins, I typically keep fish hooks and some sinkers. I do actually keep a lighter, okay, taped to a piece of paracord, as you can clearly see from the side, in the pouch as well. I do want to note that in the other video, guys, I had told you that in the actual bag portion, okay, of this dump pouch, I do have a hank of bank line. Okay, that's basically just in case I lost the lighter, I would have some means, other than the paracord obviously, to make a bow drill. Okay, so I wanted that to be noted. In the other video, guys, I had showed these little quick toggle releases, if you will, and I explained that it's basically just an antler with a tine portion cut off, and there's a spring internal, okay, that I can push on, and pretty simple design, if you will. And as you can see, I basically just put a spring on the inside, put the tine on the top, push down, and then drilled a hole to accommodate the paracord. And of course there's 2 of them. I think it really makes the dump pouch look really nice, and it actually secures it very well as well. This of course is a close-up at this point. I'm going to zoom in and show you the tiger's tooth. As you can obviously see, these knives are unused, okay? I don't design them to be pretty, I design them to be effective, and I want that to be noted, guys. The Bobcat, there's no difference as well. Very, very effective knife. Extremely effective, okay? You would not believe the crap that I have skinned and killed with this knife. Truthfully. It's way up there. Okay, I've skinned at least 3 deer with it. Couldn't begin to tell you how many squirrels and rabbits, fish, and you name it. The Cub's Paw has seen a little bit of action. Not quite as much as the Bobcat, but it has basically processed a few fish for me, some catfish. So it too has blood under its blade, so to speak. But I basically just wanted to show these pouches off to you guys once more so that you can actually see how they were made, and maybe you guys can get some ideas yourself. I don't personally make these for anyone other than family, so I just want to note that, you know, I know there's going to be a few people ask me, well, Kevin, you know, do you make them, or would you make me one? And the simple answer is, guys, likely not. Okay, it's just so expensive to buy the leather. The time that it takes to actually put forward to make these pouches, it can be hectic, okay, to say the least. Now, of course, I've showed off my son's sheath, but I haven't really showed off the Bobcat sheath. Now, I noted in the other video, guys, that the stitching, this was my first sheath, okay? The stitching is a little off on this sheath. It was completely handmade, guys, alright? I didn't have any specialty tools at all to make this sheath. It was my very first, so bear that in mind when you see this sheath, okay? I basically made it by hand, okay? And what I mean by hand is I had no specialty tools, okay? So that's why you're seeing more of a rugged look to this sheath than you do my son's, whose stitching is absolutely perfect. And, you know, yeah, I have to admit, it does look better than the Bobcat sheath. But the Bobcat sheath is just as effective, okay? And the old saying is, if it's not broke, don't fix it. So the sheath isn't broke, so I'm just going to leave it as is. I'm going to give you guys one last look at the knives and the pouches and sheaths. Until the next video, YouTubers.